Okay, so now that we have our interaction system, before we move on, before we do anything else, I want to show you how we can use this interaction system. So we will create super basic door mechanics just for now. Later, we will expand this door system because we will create doors that can be locked. But for now, I just want to show you how we can create super basic doors that we can open and close. So let's go to our main and interactable actors, where I can just right click and create blueprint class actor BP door. Let's open these doors. And the first thing that we need to do is to add a mesh. So let's search for mesh, static mesh. All right, let's compile, save, and we need to select a doors mesh. In Unreal, we have something called starter content. So if we go to content drawer, we can go to content, we can click add, and here we have add feature or content pack. And as you can see, we can add some pre-made blueprint templates like vehicle or first person, third person. That's something that we were talking about on the beginning of this series. But if we'll go to content, you have this starter content. So this, as you can read, it's a collection of some super basic assets, and we have doors in this starter content. So let's just add this to project. And now you can see it did import some starter things like props. We have door frame and we have doors, SM static mesh door. Okay. So that's only like a placeholder because later we will obviously use different mesh, but for testing purposes and to just see how this interaction system works, that mesh will be perfect. So we can go to our BP door, and now we can actually select our door mesh, SM door, and as you can see, this is door mesh. We can go to level testing, and we can delete that cube. We don't need that anymore. We know that our interaction system works perfectly. So we can go to interactable actors and we can move our new blueprint right here. I will just rotate it 180 degrees. And now if we go here, you can see that we have our first issue. The door does not have any collision. We can just walk through it. And to fix that, it is pretty simple. We can click here to locate this mesh. We can open it up. And if you'll go to this little icon, we can select simple collision. There's nothing here, and complex collision. And this is the complex collision for the doors. So to apply this collision, we can just go to general collision, and from collision complexity, we can use complex collision as simple. And now if we save this, and now it works, we can go through the door. Everything works fine. Let's go back to our blueprint, because now we need to apply this interaction interface. So we have to go to class settings, implemented interfaces, and we need to search for BPI interaction. And when I compile, save, you can see we have this on interact event right here. To see if this actually works, we can just play, and this our crosshair should change to our interaction crosshair, and it works fine. So we know that we can interact with this, but nothing is happening when we interact because we need to double click on interact, and now we need to do our code right here. So what we will do, the first thing is we can save this player as a variable. It will be useful later. So let's just save this as player reference. Okay, so as I said before, later we will expand this door mechanics. We'll add keys that we can unlock the doors with. But for now, we will just focus on opening and closing. So we can right click and create custom event, add custom event, and this will be open, close door, just like that. So to know if we should open or close the door, we need a variable for that. So we will create new variable boolean called closed question mark, and that's how we know our doors are closed or opened. So let me set default value to true of this value closed. Now we need to add a branch, and if we get this closed, plug it right here. Now we know if we should open or close the door, because if this is closed, then we want to open. If it is not closed, we want to close. So if it is closed, and if we interact with the doors and they're closed, we need to set it that they are not closed. And same with this, if we interact with them and they're not closed, we want to close them. Let's compile, save. So now we will have to do some calculations in order to know in which direction we should open the door. So for example, let me show you this. If I am standing right here, I want these doors to open forward, right? And when I am on this side, I want the same thing. So we need to calculate how the doors should open and how we can do that. First of all, we need to get location and forward vector of our door. So we can get reference to self, and now we can just get actor location and get actor forward vector. But we also need our player reference because we need to get player's location. So get actor location. All right. And now we need to do a little bit of math. So we will get our actor's location, our door location, and we need to subtract our player location from that. Now what we can do is we can normalize this. All right. And the last thing that we need to do is to use dot product. And this dot product will just return a dot product of two 3D vectors, as you can see. So let's use that. And now we need to plug this forward vector right here. And now we need to save this dot value as variable. So let's name this dot product. All right. And to show you what it actually does is I will just move this down here. I will plug this directly into this dot product, and I will print string this value right here. Oh, I also forgot that we need to use this open close door right here on our interact. So open close door. Okay. And now when I press play and I interact, you can see it is minus 0.8. Here it is always minus something, but when I'm on this side, it's always a regular value. So it is, if this value is greater than 0, we want to rotate doors in one direction, and if this value is less than 0, we want to open the door in the opposite direction. Okay, let's just plug this back here, plug this into our dot product. We can delete that print string right now. Okay, so now let's see how we can actually rotate the door. For this, we will use something called timeline. Let me show you what it does.